Now we will discuss about the electric field due to the dipole but on its equatorial line. In the previous lecture already we have discussed the electric field due to dipole but on its axial line. So first draw the dipole. Suppose this is minus q and this is plus q. This point is A and this point is suppose B. And the distance of separation is 2A. O is the center of the dipole. Now draw equatorial line. And P is the point of observation where we have to find the resultant electric field due to dipole. That means first we have to find out the electric field due to charge minus q, then electric field due to charge plus q, then we can find out the resultant or the total electric field due to this dipole on its equatorial line. So we know the electric field is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square, or you can write down E is equal to, this is your constant, k into q by r square. Now join P A and P B. Mark the direction of the electric field due to charge plus q and minus. So the electric field due to charge plus q will act along this direction, that is your E plus q, and due to charge minus q, which is placed at the point A, will be along this direction. E minus, because we know that direction in case of your dipole will always from negative to positive. So remember, the direction of electric field due to plus q charge will be along like this, and due to minus q will be along like this. Now if you resolve into vector components, that means one will be a horizontal component and another will be a vertical components, and this angle is your suppose theta. This is E plus q and this is E minus q. So obviously the resultant electric field will be along this direction, which is your suppose E net or E total electric field. Now OA is equal to A and OB is also equal to A. Suppose the distance from the center of the dipole and the point of observation is R. Then the value of your PB and PA both are equal because these two are your right angle triangles. So by using the Pythagoras theorem, we can find out the value of your PB is equal to R square plus A square under root. AP is also equal to your R square plus A square under root. Clear? Now, which components we will consider while finding the electric field? Mark the diagrams. The components which are normal to the dipole axis due to both charges will cancel each other because they are equal and opposite. So only the components which will be parallel to the axis of the dipole will consider while finding the electric field. So first we will find out E plus Q. According to this formula, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square. Instead of r, the distance is bp, which is equal to here under root r square plus s. So r square means only we can write down r square plus s. Suppose this is equation number 1. Similarly, find out electric field due to charge minus q. That is equal to, applying same formula, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square. R square means the distance is here AP. So AP square, which is also same as that of BP square. So r square plus s square. Mark these two equations, E plus Q and E minus Q. Only the directions are different, but their magnitudes are same. So we can write down the magnitude of E plus Q is equal to the magnitude of E minus Q, which is equal to here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r square plus s square. Now we will find the total electric field or the resultant electric field. So only we have to consider the components which will be parallel to the axis of the diagram. So for both charges, only cos theta component will be parallel. So we can write down E net or E total is equal to E cos theta plus, but the magnitude of these two are same. So we can write down 2E cos theta. Maybe we consider E due to plus charge, Q charge, or electric field due to minus Q charge, because their magnitudes are same. So we can write down to put the value of the E and cos theta. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by r square plus a square into, what will be the value of your cos theta? Cos theta is equal to a divided by this r square plus a square under root or power 1. Now put the value of the cos theta. So we can write down E net. E net means electric field due to equatorial line is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by r square plus a square into cos theta. Cos theta is equal to a divided by r square plus a square power 1 by 2. So that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into a divided by r square plus a square power 3 by 2 into 2. So we can write down Q into 2a. Already this is equal to your P, which is your dipole moment. So that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by r square plus a square divided by 3 by 2. So our final result is equal to E net is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P divided by r square plus plus a square power 3/2. Here, mark the direction of the resultant electric field. Will be along this direction. That means, how can you write down? What will be the direction of the resultant electric field due to dipole in case of your equatorial line? The direction of the dipole is here from negative to positive along this direction, but the direction of the electric field will be like this. That means you can write down the direction of electric field will be anti-parallel, or the direction of the resultant electric field is opposite to that of dipole moment. Clear? Now, if the point of observation lies far away from the center of the dipole, that means in that case R will be very large as compared to your A. At that time you can neglect the value of your A as compared to R. So you can write down E net is equal to 1/4πε0 into P divided by A square will be neglected, so only R square power 3/2. So that is equal to R cube. So this is all about your electric field due to dipole on its equatorial line.